In the natural world, almost every living creature develops according to the principle of symmetry. Humans observed this and applied it to architecture, machines, and weapons. But aircraft carriers, the ultimate symbol of modern military power, are a striking exception. Their most critical structure, the command tower, is never placed at the center. It always sits off to the right side. Why? In war, there is a simple rule. If you want to defeat your enemy, you strike the brain. For an aircraft carrier, that brain is the command tower, where radar, communications, and the entire flight control system are concentrated. Disable this structure and the carrier is nearly blind and paralyzed, even if the hull itself remains intact. But when the first aircraft carriers appeared, they didn't even have a command tower. The flight deck was completely flat, designed to maximize space for aircraft to take off and land. As the number of aircraft grew and flight operations became more complex, engineers were forced to add a fixed superstructure, essentially an air traffic control tower at sea. And that raised a critical question. Where should it be placed? At first, putting it in the center seemed logical. It balanced the weight and helped keep the ship stable. But reality quickly proved this idea wrong. A structure in the middle would split the flight deck in two, severely limiting aircraft operations. It also blocked visibility, created dangerous air turbulence, and forced pilots to approach under far riskier conditions. For safety reasons, this design was almost immediately abandoned. That left only two options, the port side or the starboard side. Maritime history had already tipped the scale toward starboard. Over 85% of humans are right-handed, and for thousands of years, ships were traditionally controlled from the right side. International collision avoidance rules also require vessels to pass each other to the right. Over time, starboard became the standard in naval control and navigation. But the most decisive factor came from aviation itself. During World War II, most naval fighters used propeller engines, which caused aircraft to naturally drift left, especially at low speeds during landing. If a pilot missed the arresting wire, they had to apply full power and circle left to make another approach. If the command tower were placed on the port side, it would sit directly in this escape path, while also generating severe, turbulent airflow at the exact moment the aircraft had not yet regained full lift. A single miscalculation could be fatal. Placing the island on the starboard side kept both the approach path and the go-around route clear, dramatically reducing risk during the most dangerous phase of every flight. A few nations did experiment with port-side islands, most notably Japan in the 1930s. The idea was to separate air traffic when multiple carriers operated together. In practice, however, it caused serious problems in poor visibility and even led pilots to approach the wrong ship. The concept was ultimately abandoned. Today, even though modern jet aircraft have overcome most of those early technical limitations, the starboard side island remains, not just because of engineering standards, but because of habit, instinct, and lessons learned through generations of naval aviators. Perhaps in the future, when drones and artificial intelligence fully control takeoffs and landings, this rule may be rewritten. But until then, the starboard side remains the safest place for the brain of an aircraft carrier.